Hello, I'm Phil Fraser. Welcome to Eurofish Vaccination Services Limited. We'd like to show you a short information film about the hand vaccination system used by Eurofish to inoculate farmed salmon smolts here in Norway. We made the film on one of our major client sites here just north of Bergen, so please sit back and enjoy. Thank you. Fish vaccination is a vital part of the salmon smolt production process. It's normally carried out several weeks before the fish are put to the sea in the ongoing stage of their life cycle. It protects against a number of potentially disastrous diseases for the stock, principally pancreatic disease, also Moritella, vibriosis, and IPN, that's infectious pancreatic necrosis. Any one of these diseases could prove fatal on a large scale for the stock, so it is essential that they are protected against these viruses, and that's what the purpose of the vaccination is.
So here we are on a rather foreboding winter's morning on the west coast of Norway. However, the Eurofish team are up and ready, enthusiastically looking forward to another day's work vaccinating salmon smolts. And here we come into the vaccination station, typically a large purpose-built room on most salmon smolt farms, usually including 3 items of vital equipment: a grading machine, the anesthetization tank, which we can see here on the right, and a vaccination table. Every morning before each working day, all the equipment is thoroughly tested and checked. Here we see the calibration of a gun to ensure it's administering the correct dose.
Yeah, it's bang on. Okay.
Now here we see the fish being pumped into the anesthetization tank from one of the outside tanks on the fish farm. And shortly you will see a load being lifted into the actual anesthetization compartment. Here it comes. And this particular chamber of the tank contains a diluted solution of tricane methane sulfonate, MS2 for short, which is a very effective anesthetizing agent for the smolts. You can see them now starting to turn belly up and fall safely unconscious as they succumb to the anesthetic. They're starting to be lifted up now. Here's another load, filmed shortly later. Again, you see them turning belly up, falling nicely asleep, and being lifted up out of the tank onto a chute, which carries them down onto the vaccination table, where they are controlled by 6 vaccination operatives. They're careful not to let any fish fall into the gutter. They arrange the fish in rows and do a number at a time before sweeping them into one of the gutters on either side of the table, which contain fast flowing fresh water. As you can see, the operatives discard any deformed or obviously diseased or damaged fish. So this process is actually quite a good quality control sort at this point. Each table typically contains 400 to 500 fish on this site and takes 3 to 4 minutes to clear. So the operatives have to work quickly, but at the same time very accurately. The anaesthetizing tank operative remains in constant radio contact with workers pumping the fish in from outside to ensure that the vaccinators always have a good, steady supply of fish. So there they are, working away. Quite a high degree of focus and concentration is required. Clients' expectations of quality are very high. I'm happy to say Eurofish has a good reputation. There's a clear table now. Another load comes on and the process is repeated. Vaccinators are encouraged to regularly monitor their own quality, as you can see one operative on the right doing there. Just was checking the injection point on his own fish. A number of other quality control and assurance measures are in place. You can see the fish twitching there. That's a sign that they will recover, they will be okay. If they are totally immobile, that is not so good. Careful timing by the anaesthetization operative is required to ensure they do not spend too long in the anesthetic, but at the same time they must not arrive on the table inadequately anesthetized, because then they will be jumpy, which will make safe and accurate work for the vaccinators much more difficult. Typically a dose of 0.1 of a milliliter of vaccine is administered. Now here is a second element in the quality control process. You can see the team leader extracting, pulling out a number of vaccinated fish from the gutter on his side of the table, and there he is just checking the injection point. This is done quite frequently throughout the shift. Good, he's happy. And there on the left of the picture, and now center, you can see a site worker, one of the site staff, also performing a check. And here is a third layer of quality control. This is opening a number of fish with a scalpel. This checks that the correct length of needle is being used and that vaccine is being dispensed by the guns.
Vaccine there, yeah, and no damage to internal organs. Vaccine is motile, moving around within the belly cavity. That's what we want.
Now here we see the vaccinated fish being returned to a recovery tank outside, coming back out the pipe there. Some of them still floating around, some of them actually totally recovered and jumping, you can just see there already. So they're quite happily recovered from their ordeal.
At a time of unprecedented and growing demand on food resources, coupled with ever greater pressures on wild fish stocks, sustainable fish farming is going to play an ever more significant role in the supply of affordable and healthy food for the world's now rapidly growing population. We genuinely hope that this short film on vaccination will provide a useful insight into this vital aspect of modern aquaculture. Thank you for watching.